Today we're stepping into the world of the Lord of the Rings, and we're making a table for a ranger. Funny thing is, this table almost didn't happen because the wood I used for this project was split in half. For the first part, I made a Witcher-inspired table. For the second part, we're using today. And I made a couple mistakes on the first one.
Give him some medicine, boys!
Yeah, let's not do that again. Thankfully, we learned from that, I think. And now we're gonna take a broken elvish blade, a necklace full of light, and a little bit of magic along the way. And we're gonna try to make a table worthy of a ranger. Welcome back, friends, as our quest continues to try and craft some legendary loot. In case you missed me saying it in the previous build, I don't claim to be a fine craftsman or finished carpenter. I even chose to hold the chisel the wrong way just to really drive that point home. But like I was saying, I'm no finished carpenter, I'm just a guy, and wants to make cool fantasy-inspired furniture. Now, I'm no stranger to swinging a hammer for work, but a lot of the finesse of some of these hand tools is a welcome challenge and an exercise in humility, to be sure. And much like any other skill or video game, the best way to level up is by training or experiencing it myself. So I wanted to jump right in. Much like our first project, I'm using liquid glass deep pour epoxy for our resin, and once our mica powder is added and our resin is mixed, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the vacuum chamber to pull out any air bubbles that are hiding inside of the resin. I found that using a stirring stick like this to slide the resin into the mold really helps keep the air bubbles to a minimum. Since resin is much thicker than water, it's super easy to accidentally reintroduce microbubbles that can get trapped in the cured resin and ruin the finished product. You know, it's funny. I love fast edits, smash cuts, and videos that dash from one topic to the next, never wasting any time. But I also love videos that allow you to just sit back and watch the process of an artisan creating something beautiful in a cinematic or meaningful way. Sometimes it's hard for me to balance those two once at the same time. But if you try to rush working with resin, you can trap air bubbles in your final project, or flash cure it on accident if you pour too much. Or even worse, if you rush a table saw cut, you could end up like Sauron and lose a couple digits. And I don't know about you, but I want to keep all 10 of my digits. That would be wonderful. So making projects like this is something that I can't rush. Doing projects like this forces me to slow down, to breathe, to really enjoy the process. Oddly enough, doing projects like this is one of the only things that actually slows my brain down enough to be able to actually enjoy moments like this. My hope in making these videos is that people can watch and actually enjoy the process with me, and maybe even experience a little bit of that same peace themselves. Luckily, I also have Athena to serve as my quality control in case I miss something or decide it isn't perfect enough, so naturally I have to start all over again.
Cast it into the fire!
Thankfully, she doesn't normally approve of me tossing my entire project into the fires of Mount Doom the moment they don't go as planned. Now that the first layer of resin is fully cured and roughed up, we get to lay out the contents of the table itself. Much like the first one, this will also be an end table. The first thing I wanted to do was add some greenery to frame the blade. I opted to go with fern branches since Aragorn was raised in the elven city of Rivendell, and I was fresh out of Kingsfoil. Next, I added a 3D printed version of Narsil, the sword that cut the ring from Sauron's hand, and was later reforged and wielded by Aragorn in The Return of the King. I wrapped the blade in the Evenstar necklace that Arwen gives him in the film when she gives up her immortality to bind herself to him. Finally, I added falling white petals and crossed flowers beneath the blade. In the books, Aragorn and Arwen are often associated with the fictional golden Alanor and white Nifredil flowers, representing the union between the two worlds of elves and men. So, I added the crossed flowers and falling petals to symbolize the deep lore and beauty of the elves, and the hand they had in shaping Aragorn's journey from a ranger to a king. I think the best part about this whole project has just been how much I learned and how much I improved from the first to the second project. I tried different compounds, used different methods of sanding, tried different brands, some that did and some that didn't work. Maybe that's why I always admired Aragorn. He didn't become the man he was in a single heroic moment. He became that man one step, one trial, and one hard-earned lesson at a time. I think craftsmanship works much the same way. Every project moves me a little further down the road. Every mistake teaches me something. Every hour in the shop is just another skill point invested in becoming the craftsman I hope to be someday. Thanks, babe. All right. Right. The sanding is done up to 2,000 grit. It went from 1,000 to 2,000 more specifically. I'm going to be using the polisher And I'm going to be using the rig hours. Don't crucify me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. And I'm going to be using the ultra finishing polish and the ultra cut compound. Cut compound first, finishing polish second. And get this polished up and cleaned off. And we'll get the final layer of Rubio on it and it'll be done.
Oh, that doesn't make sense to me.
Here's the final product. Thank you guys for joining me today as we look into the Lord of the Rings universe for the first time and step in the footsteps of a ranger. If you want to take this project or the Witcher project home with you today, they're both available on my website, skilltreestudios.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.